going, guys? I'm just taking a break from my work at the coffee shop and I can hear a car alarm going off, but it's kind of broken, so you can hear it's making an interval. I'm going to get closer to it. We're going to identify what this interval is. Da, 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 da. Okay, so the car alarm just stopped, but I could identify that it was a minor sixth, and I did it using a stepping stone. Da, 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 da. And I just sung a minor triad and then added a half step. Da, 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 da. So that's how I identify intervals. And this car alarm is playing a minor sixth. So I just got home. I'm now going to try making a composition based on this car alarm. The two notes I figured out were D and B flat. And I'm just going to use these two notes as my starting point, and I'm going to see if I can write a piece of music starting from these two notes. So I have no idea where this is going to go. We're just going to start filming, but we're going to see what we can come up with. Let's get started. So the two notes D and B flat, to me, when I'm looking for different chord types, there's loads of possibilities, but the first thing I saw was a G minor chord. D would be the fifth, B flat would be the minor third. I'm sort of filling in the gaps rhythmically with my left hand, so every time there's a gap in the melody, I'm playing a chord. So I'm getting to the point where I might like a bit of rhythm. So I like this sound, at least for the chords, so I'm going to record these. Then I'll loop that. Okay, now we need a bass line. Dubstep remix. Okay, now I'm going to change this to a synth, try and make this really high energy. So now I want to get this really high energy, so I'm going to put some delay on this. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this drop, very high energy. I can now start automating the cutoff on the synthesizer. This is where it's going to get a bit technical with the mixing. Okay, so I'm really happy with this high energy drop. This will be easy for me to simplify, but this is the most complicated section in the track. And then I can easily just take these ideas and strip them down into little ideas. Just simplify it like this. So the intro could be kind of simple, could be something like this. So that's why I like to write the 8 bars of the most climactic point in the music with all the busy part, all the notes in it, and then from that I can strip it down and simplify everything and create an intro, build up, and then a climax, and then an outro from there. Okay, so I just got finished composing. That took me about 1 hour and I've composed everything in one sitting. I'm a firm believer that you should do all of your composition in one sitting if possible, because it's just never the same when you take a 30-minute break and then you come back. You're always in a different mood. And the other key takeaway from this lesson is that notice that I focused on one thing at a time and I didn't move on to the next thing until one thing was finished. So I focused on the melody, then I focused on the bass line, then I focused on the piano chords, then I focused on the synthesizer, and so on. So that's the other key, is focusing on one thing at a time. And I wasn't just jumping around at random and not finishing things. If you're new to my channel, make sure you don't miss out on future videos by subscribing to my channel. I'm all about showing you how to stop sounding bland and to start sounding sophisticated so that you stand out and get noticed. And apart from that, I'm going to notate the sheet music to everything you heard me play in this lesson. That includes the piano chords, the improvised sections, and also the riff itself. So make sure you download the sheet music at the link below. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm Julian Bradley, and I'll see you in the next lesson.